Well, I need an alpha source for an upcoming project, so needless to say, smoke detector's going to get it. The source is right about there, and I thought it was interesting when I just started setting up that, well, that thing's putting out gamma rays. Now, if you take a look at that corner, the equation for the decay, yep, it puts out alpha particles, which are used for the smoke detecting, and gamma rays at the 59.5409 kiloelectron volts. Now, this detector here is good down to 100 kiloelectron volts, but obviously it is still picking it up. This one here is actually good down to 6 kiloelectron volts. Now, before you panic and go, I'm being irradiated in my own house, well, let's move this to the side. We're going to go with the more sensitive one. Give it a moment to stabilize. Yep, you can see the number. 80, oops. 63, 70, 81, 103. I've actually had it up to 200 depending on how you have the pancake. But what happens when you get about 30 centimeters or about 8 inches away? You're getting a lot closer to background. Still going up to 60 sometimes. And if you get to where your head would be, of course, if you're walking on the ceiling at this point in time, it's down to about 32, which and bounces up to 68. If we left it here for long enough, it would sit at around 35. Come on, agree, you stupid thing. There we go. 18, 20, 26. So don't use as an excuse that, oh, it's radioactive to not have a smoke detector. And if you take a look at this one, it's down to 16 counts per minute, and it's only that far away. So what I'm going to do now is tear this thing apart. Get these out of the way. I'm going to actually do this off camera just to save some time. Well, I'm into it, so now it's time to take it apart. Cut a few of the leads. It looks like there's 2 clips here, 2 clips there. They didn't waste any money on screws. Keep in mind, this is total destruction one. That's why I wear my glasses. So I'm going to get a piezo out of it. 3-wire piezo. If I'm delicate, I can actually cut this out and use this as a holder for something else. And then this part here. So the goodies under this. And let's see. Okay, there's the 3 clips, but it looks like there's 2 here to hold it in place. So I'm going to desolder those. I'm going to grab my solder sucker. Oops. Get that back in place. And wiggle out the last little bit. There we go. Hopefully I'm still in focus. Okay, there. Oops, put that there. Let's zoom out a bit. And just to show that I've actually got the right part there. Not like there's going to be anything else. I'll edit out this while we wait. Almost up to 1,000 counts per minute. And that is going to be mostly alpha. Now let's put something between me and it. And the readings are down to in the 500. So about half of that is alpha and the other half is gamma. This is a bit spicier than I thought it would be for the gamma rays. But once again, as you move away from it, the count's down to 70-ish and not that far away. So they aren't hazardous. Just leave them in their case. So now I need to get this off the board. So this top plate is actually connected to one of the pins of this IC. I'll snip that one. And there's another one up, it's right to that one there. So looks like I got it pretty good. I'll know in a moment. I'm just gonna cut, whoops, get inside the camera, cut these off. It's not going back together. And in the corner of the screen I'll put down what the recommended procedure in Canada is for disposal of these things. It basically comes down to if the area you live has a recycle program, you stick it in there. There we go. Came apart quite nicely. If you don't have a recycle plan, then what you do is you can ship it back to the manufacturer. Yeah, right, that's not going to happen. It costs more than the device cost. And option 3 is you remove the battery and put it in your household garbage. So they're not concerned about these things. Now I'm going to do a close-up. There we go. The little part in there is the source. Now my concern is nowadays is that these are all made in China. Now do they import that source from, say, North America, or do they make it to the minimum standards they can over there? If so, maybe they're not made as well as they say on Wiki. Now let's look at this. Can we see the... There we go. It's an MC14467. And I'll put the sheet up there, or the critical stuff. Whoops. And it's a specifically built chip for ionizing smoke detectors. So obviously, most of them are going to have the same chip in them. What else is on this board? Just capacitors, through-hole resistors, whoops, and not even a little bit of surface mount. Now granted, this one is fairly old, and it's a single-sided board. So I've got my source now, and I will be sticking that in a nice little sealed container, and then I'll sweep this whole area with my Alpha probe to make sure no little dust particles have been falling off of this thing. And with every normal thing with electronics, then go wash my hands thoroughly. Have a good day. Bye. bonus material. This is why I want the alpha particles. Normal bug zapper. Nice metal screens. Pretty close together. And I know the voltage on this won't be good enough to make a spark gap detector for alpha particles. But if somebody was to change this circuit and up the voltage by maybe times 10, this might actually become a nice alpha particle swatter. So I don't know when I'll get to it, but that's why I want the alpha source.